Physical media is dying, apparently. Even though I still see the shelves constantly stocked at Best Buy, new movies frequently being released on Blu-ray, and companies like Arrow Video and Shout Factory gaining traction, I guess buying a tangible disc is now a dead idea. I still buy Blu-rays all the time. If you can't tell from my Monday movie pickup series, I have a huge collection I've been growing for the last 15 years, consisting of DVDs, VHS, and even Laserdisc. I still love the different formats, and I'm a huge supporter of movies going on Blu-ray, yet more and more people seem to be streaming their movies instead of owning a copy because it takes up space. Which one really is a better route? Lucas asked me this question on Patreon, and let's have a look at both their positives and negatives. I guess we can start simply with physical media since it came into existence first. There's always been a war with the dominant format, with the first fight between VHS and Betamax, and even though Betamax was better quality, VHS won because it was cheaper to make and cheaper to buy. Even though Laserdisc and CED would continue to create better picture and sound, VHS stayed on top as the most convenient and affordable hardware. It wasn't until DVD showed up that there was a real challenge. DVDs could be in widescreen, have better picture, fit more footage, have special features, and it slowly became more and more cost efficient, which led to VHS dying. DVD stayed dominant, and that's been kind of true for the modern consumer today. Even though Blu-ray and HD DVD came out with another format war, with Blu-ray dominating, that superior disc has never quite topped DVD, mostly because digital media started to become the norm. You can rent or buy movies from so many different websites or apps, and things like Netflix and Hulu give you endless options with your subscriptions. So is there a point to having a Blu-ray still? Well, I think yes. First of all, the picture and sound are always better. No matter how good it can look through streaming, you'll always have compression issues. It'll always be better on Blu-ray, which you can fit 50 gigabytes of information. Streaming can also run into issues depending on the internet connection. However, streaming gives you more options. Oh, the Whoopie Boys, that's kind of hard to find on DVD. But hey, there it is on Amazon Prime. I can pay a little bit to rent it, I can stream it right in front of me with an easy click. I don't even have to wait for the shipping time or pay high amounts for a possibly expensive out-of-print disc. Even if an older movie hits Blu-ray, they can sometimes be pricey and come from the likes of Shout Factory. It's a quality product for sure, but it'd be impossible to own just about everything they put out, and they have the rights to so much. The price difference with digital isn't always better though. Some older movies can still cost up to $15 to own, depending on the service. Maybe you're fine with just renting something for a smaller price, but there's a lot of movies I watch many times, and if it costs less to own on Blu-ray, which is already a better format, why not do it? I don't want to end up renting something every time I watch it, and I don't want to pay more for something digitally when it's less physically. Some movies can be kinda hard to find online. Want to watch Short Time from 1990? Well, you'll have an issue with that since there's not a streaming service that has it, except for HBO Now, I guess, but that's the thing. Some services need to be owned just to watch a couple things. With cable or satellite, you'd have many movie channels right in the subscription, but it's much more price savvy to get Netflix with so many options to watch at any time. However, they don't always have everything, and with so many exclusives on Hulu and Amazon and DC Universe and the future Warner Brothers and Disney services, it's starting to hurt the wallets. We're spending just about as much on many streaming services as we paid on one cable bill. Of course, streaming services are better since there's no time parameters, and you can just pick and choose what you want when you want, but the movies are never permanently on, except for exclusives. In the end, you could, with all other options exhausted, go to the free movie site like Putlocker. This is not an endorsement, but you can get something hard to find like Short Time, but even then, it can be hard to find movies like that. There's a rare movie called Rachel River, and it was only ever released on VHS and Laserdisc. I had to buy the Laserdisc because it had no streaming option and wasn't even uploaded on YouTube or Putlocker for free. It's the first problem I've had like this, but there's many examples, I'm sure. There's still movies on DVD that haven't hit Blu-ray, but there's even more stuff that never went farther than VHS, which is insane. Unless the distributor gives the streaming option or someone someone uploads it online for free, the only way you can find it is on home video, and depending how rare it is, it may be impossible to see. Blu-ray has a magnitude of special features depending on the movie. From my recollection, the only way you can see special features digitally is on iTunes, and that always depends on the movie itself. I will give credit that digital downloads have been made easier, with Movies Anywhere basically combining all services like Ultraviolet, Vudu, Disney, and Apple into one screen. But if you can grow your collection on here, you never know when one of these services will collapse. Ultraviolet is closing down, and I still don't quite know if my movies will stay on Movies Anywhere once that service leaves. It's nice that Blu-ray gives you a digital code with the purchase, and honestly, it just means that you are either paying just a little bit more or way less than people growing a digital-only collection. But when these services go under, do my movies stick around? I think Movies Anywhere connected accounts will save them, but let's just see. Even that could end at any moment, or you could forget your password or accidentally delete your account. You never know what might happen. With my Blu-ray collection, I have them all on my wall, and the only way I'm losing them is if I get robbed or have a fire. And even then, I have many of them with digital codes, so I have backups. And even with discs, if you have the know-how, you can rip the discs onto a hard drive. You get more special features and commentaries and the best picture. But I guess it's starting to get too big. Seriously, I'm running out of room for more movies. If I did this all digitally, it could be on one computer or in the cloud. But then again, I have many movies that are only on physical media. And seriously, it's hard to watch something like The Simpsons or Godzilla movies anywhere else but on home video. I guess no one has the space to do this, but I do find Blu-ray to be the vinyl of movies. It can either be more pricey or cheaper than digital, but some people prefer the quality. And the real problem is that most people don't have a love for movies like this. Most people are casual with their movie-going experience, so they're fine with things that are taken off of Netflix, or if they only rent stuff once in a while, or if their movies disappear on something like Ultraviolet, because they usually only care about the newer stuff. I mean, there's not that many people on this planet worried about watching Rachel River or the Whoopie Boys or Short Time like I am. It's always about the newer stuff, and that's kind of how it's always been. So do I think there's a better route? Well, since digital can go anywhere and take up no space and price can easily vary depending on services and movies, I think digital is the future. I will always buy Blu-rays because it's perfect picture and sound and features, even if this collection is getting out of hand. I mean, I could always just dump the cases and get a CD case to put them all in. Digital is more convenient and can usually help to find rare stuff, unless it's too rare. All I'll say is, if you have something that's only on VHS, save it to a computer now because VHSs are deteriorating. Blu-ray luckily doesn't. And if you're trusting the price and quality of Netflix, well, I'm sorry, but just look at what happened to Filmstruck. Digital is great, but it's not permanent. Nothing is.